This fire just north of Sacramento tripled in size from Friday night into Saturday and forced a temporary evacuation of several homes and a campground. Make sure you stay with us. Your Southern Ontario forecast is coming up on the 10th. Thanks, Raisa. Well, keep this in mind if you're just about to head out. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in place. New areas that have been added are down towards the southwest, including Windsor. And what's happening is that we actually saw the bulk of the moisture for the GTA move through already. That was our first round of thunderstorms. The second round is more so along this cold front. That's where we could see more intense weather moving through London and through Hamilton and into the Niagara region. The lightning has been very impressive. That's certainly something to watch with these thunderstorms. As you can see, these little dots, they actually indicate the latest lightning strike. So it is starting to calm down throughout the GTA. This was at about, well, as you can see, 4:50 a.m. Starting to calm down around the GTA, but we still have the risk in for some isolated severe. You think a little heat and humidity, throw some sunshine in there, and that's where we could see those convective showers. Hi there, good morning. It's Monday. It is July the 7th. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's been a very busy weekend and start to the Monday here at the Weather Network. We, of course, have been dealing with thunderstorms moving across the lower Great Lakes. Some of the video that has been sent in from some of our viewers has been amazing. Look at the lightning in this. Heavy amounts of rain, localized flooding could certainly be an issue with this. Throughout the day today, we still have that thunderstorm risk. Some of the cells could be severe in nature. You add a little heat and humidity and some sunshine, and that's where you could see those convective showers. So we do have the risk to see those thunderstorms firing up again this afternoon, and then we'll see a bit of a break. Tomorrow, however, we do have the risk for more active weather moving in. We are going to be seeing that risk of isolated thunderstorms, especially down towards the south through the Niagara region. But then high pressure will move back in, and we'll actually start to see a bit of a clearing trend. Now, Atlantic Canada had a very busy weekend. All right, we'll talk about our long-range forecast coming up, but first I'm going to turn things over to Raisa Ahmed. She's got an update on your commute.
Coming up, but right now I'm going to send it right back to Emily.
Well, we still do have that severe thunderstorm watch in place for areas to the south through Hamilton and through the Niagara region. We are still seeing storms race through southwestern Ontario. We do have that cold front that's really approaching. The good news is that the special weather statement has been ended for the city of Toronto. We're seeing a lot of rain, as you saw with Raisa, on the highways. So just, give yourself a little bit of extra travel time this morning if you're commuting in. A lot of lightning associated with these storms, and it is going to be...
the weather.
Yeah, I wore my rain jacket. I needed it this morning, that's for sure. Okay, we still have that severe thunderstorm watch in place, as Kevin was talking about. It stretches from Hamilton through London towards Sarnia, down towards Windsor. Send us a picture if you do have active weather in your neighborhood, but please, if you are going to take pictures or video, do so from inside your home. Don't go outside. You don't want to get struck by lightning, please. The radar is showing that we do have that cold front that's moving through the southwest right now, through Windsor and in through London. Somebody just tweeted me from Windsor saying that my dog won't even go outside. It's raining so hard. Sounds like my dog this morning. I literally had to push her out the door. As you can see, here's that cold front that I was just mentioning. We'll talk about our long range forecast in just a moment, but first I'm going to turn things over to Raisa for traffic. But we still do have the thunderstorm risk throughout the day. This afternoon, we're going to see a lot of heat and humidity, and if we see some sunshine, those three ingredients certainly set things up perfectly in the atmosphere for some convective activity. So the potential is there to the east for isolated severe cells as well as through the GTA. Now, not to say that it's going to be a complete washout of the day, because it's not, but as we all know, those convective showers are going to be possible with all of those ingredients. Cold front moving through this afternoon. We'll see a little bit of a break. And then tomorrow, active weather returns. We do have this frontal boundary coming through along the warm front and anywhere south through Hamilton and Niagara especially. That's where we could see the more severe weather firing up. Once that cold front moves through, temperatures are going to cool down and we'll actually be below seasonal for a few days this week. That is good news. We've got good news and bad news, excuse me, in our long-range forecast. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch still in place, especially along the shores of Erie. I've been seeing some tweets from people talking about heavy storms through Windsor, winds really starting to pick up in the Waterloo area. I actually just tweeted a picture of some tree damage and localized flooding through the Kitchener-Waterloo area with heavy rain through the overnight and even this morning. Here's that cold front that's moving through, giving some areas some pretty decent storm cells. Now, we are going to be seeing that risk through the GTA for later on this morning and even into the afternoon. Quick look at the lightning. I'm not seeing much through the GTA, but down towards Hamilton, down towards Sarnia, and through London and Windsor. There's that risk for this afternoon. Some of the cells could be severe.
Go to the Weather Network.
Well, there is a good chance of a little bit of sunshine today, and that could certainly make things a little bit worse when it comes to the thunderstorms. Now, we have a severe thunderstorm watch still in place for areas to the south. You can look on the radar and see that this cold front is moving through. By this afternoon, the heat and the humidity is certainly going to build, so there is that risk for isolated, non-severe, but possibly severe thunderstorms, not only through eastern Ontario, but down towards the GTA as well.
Closed cap.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, a lot of active weather this morning. Thunderstorms were certainly the big story as people are getting up and rubbing the sleep out of their eyes at about 3 a.m. That's when they moved through. That speed in such a short period of time, the storm drains just can't keep up. We do have the severe thunderstorm watch in place for areas to the south, and as you can see on the radar, it's now really the cold front's turn to be bringing in some active weather through Windsor, in through London, through Sarnia, through Toronto. The thunder and lightning, for the most part, is over, but we are still seeing some rain. We'll talk about the long range and how temperatures will cool down coming up, but first, here's Risa with traffic.
Westbound side, downtown core, over to Jameson. That's where you're going to find it heavy.
Well, we do have the risk for some isolated storms continuing this afternoon. Isolated severe possible through the east and down towards the south and through the GTA. We've got a lot of heat, a lot of humidity. That's going to build throughout the afternoon. We may even see a peak of sunshine. And those three ingredients become key factors in convective showers. So we are going to see that risk for a little bit of active weather throughout the day today. And then tomorrow, again, the risk increases, especially through the southwest. We do have this frontal boundary moving through the warm front, and then the cold front is actually going to act like a responsible cold front and really cool down our temperatures. So I'm just going to skip past this long range movie, and I'm going to show you our values. We're looking at 24 degrees for tomorrow, still feeling quite humid, but then we cool off dramatically Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday to more comfortable values. Well, unfortunately, that rain is going to potentially continue through a better part of the morning and even into the afternoon for some communities. We still have the severe thunderstorm watch in place anywhere along the shores of Erie and just that southern tip of Lake Ontario through the Hamilton and Niagara region. It's the cold front that's moving through, and as Kevin was mentioning, he's in Hamilton, so he could see some lightning strikes well. Thanks, Kevin. Well, the good news is that the severe thunderstorm watch keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And right now it is literally just cruising along the shores of Erie. We're still in it at the southern tip of Lake Ontario, so Hamilton and through Niagara and St. Catharines still included. And if you take a look at the radar, you can see why. We've got a band of thunderstorms coming in, and it's really starting to clear out of some areas. As Kevin was just mentioning, we're not seeing much even in the way of rainfall through Hamilton anymore. But because of the heat and the humidity and the risk of sunshine this afternoon, we could still see some more garden variety pop-up thunderstorms throughout the area, typical summer kind of afternoon. It is going to be hot. We've got conditions that will be bumping up into the high 20s, feeling more like the mid to high 30s when you factor in the humidity. We'll talk about the long range and the cool down that's on the way in just a moment, but first, Raisa, what's going on the roads? Well, we could have a few problems in our long-range forecast. We've got the risk of isolated thunderstorms not only today, but for tomorrow. And you know those thunderstorms we saw this morning? Well, they could actually be a little bit more intense by tomorrow afternoon. We've got a frontal boundary that's going to be moving through the area. And with the warm front, we do have very muggy conditions still. This cold front will act more like a true cold front, meaning the one today isn't dropping our temperatures. The one tomorrow will certainly give us a breath of fresh air. But because it's going to be hitting all of that hot, muggy air, that's where we could see those convective showers, especially down towards the southwest around the noon hour. Now, we do clear out behind tomorrow's system. High pressure moves in, so we are seeing lots of sunshine, but temperatures only hitting the low 20s for the next few days. We still have that severe thunderstorm watch in place, but every time I come to air, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, which is good news. It is stretching right along the shores of Lake Erie, just the tip southern end of southern Ontario through Hamilton and in through the Niagara region. And you can see why we have still a few thunderstorms rolling through the area, but for the most part, the bulk of the moisture has now moved off toward the east. Now, because today is going to be so hot and sticky, we still have that risk of a few isolated, possibly severe thunderstorms to the east of the city and, of course, down towards the southwest. west. Once this cold front, I did that in quotations because it's not going to make our temperatures any cooler. Once it moves through, we'll see a bit of a break, and then we have this frontal boundary that's going to be moving through with the warm front. It's going to be really muggy, and then there's a true cold front moving through that's going to drop our temperature significantly. But because it's going to hit all that warm, muggy air, we have the chance for isolated severe thunderstorms tomorrow.
This weather segment has been brought.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Hamilton is still under a severe thunderstorm watch. It looks as though most of these watches will be dropped in the next little while. They skirt right along the shores of Erie and just that southern end of Lake Ontario. And looking at the radar, you can see that we still have a few thunderstorms moving through, especially to the southwest. But I think for the most part, the worst is certainly over. We do have the risk of isolated pop-up thunderstorms throughout the afternoon today. With that heat and humidity, we could certainly see your garden variety, typical summer afternoon storms firing up, especially if we see some sunshine, because that'll just add an active ingredient to some thunderstorm activity. Talk about our long range coming up and the big cool down on the way in just a moment. But first, here's Risa with traffic.
At the moment. Emily?
Well, we do have the risk of isolated thunderstorms again tomorrow. And this cold front, the cold front that we're seeing today, is not necessarily a true cold front because it's not doing anything to our temperatures. We're still going to be really hot and muggy today. But the one that we're going to see tomorrow, this frontal boundary that starts to pick up speed as it moves through southern Ontario tomorrow morning, the cold front associated with it, that is going to drop our temperatures significantly. And it also has the potential to bring us some pretty severe stormy weather, especially to the southwest, Hamilton down towards through the Niagara region, Sarnia, London, through Windsor. It's going to be a very hot and sticky morning, but by the afternoon, the heat and humidity will start to drop behind the cold front. High pressure will move in behind this system, and we are going to be seeing sunshine for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, primarily, but our temperatures will be below our seasonal average. We're looking at 24 tomorrow, still feeling like 30, but then you can see the decrease in temperatures as the week goes on.
This weather segment has
looking out the window. Hi, Emily.
Studio. All right, here is the system that has moved through the lower Great Lakes. And as Kevin was mentioning, there is still that risk for a few isolated, possibly severe thunderstorms moving through the area later on this afternoon. The ingredients are all there. We've got the heat, the humidity, throwing a bit of sunshine, and that's where you could see some active weather. I'll talk more about our long range, the clearing trend coming in behind this system in just a moment. But first, here's Risa with traffic.
Or split. Emily?
Thunderstorms quite possible throughout the day tomorrow as well. We are going to see a bit of a clearing trend later on this afternoon and through this evening. Of course, the chances there for pop-up isolated thunderstorms. But then throughout the day tomorrow, we do have the frontal boundary is what I'm going to call it, but this is a true cold front. It's going to bring in the potential for some severe thunderstorms, but it is also going to cool down our temperatures dramatically. We've got high pressure moving in behind it, which means we are going to be seeing some sunshine through the lower Great Lakes into Thursday and Friday. Now, we do have an unsettled weekend potentially ahead of us. Taking a look at the forecast, we are going to be seeing 24 degrees for tomorrow, still feeling warm. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are below our seasonal average. I'm going to stand right in front of Saturday and Sunday because it is so far off. There is a good chance that things are going to really change. I think we'll see some unsettled weather, but the timing of it is certainly uncertain. But we do have below seasonal temperatures until then. We do have the risk of some active weather through the afternoon. We've got a lot of heat and a lot of humidity. It's actually going to feel more like the high 30s when you factor in the humidity. And if we do see some sunshine, we do have a good chance of seeing some isolated non-severe thunderstorms. Of course, with that, we could see some severe cells firing up if the atmosphere of the Cape is just right. Now, once this cold front, I don't necessarily want to call it a cold front because it's not going to do too much to our temperatures, but once it moves out, we've got another frontal boundary that's going to be moving in, and this one is really going to cool down our temperatures. But because that cold front's going to hit all that hot, muggy air by tomorrow around midday, we could see some pretty intense thunderstorms moving through the GTA. Another great edition of Around the World in 80 seconds. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It's a hot and sticky start to the day. Kevin's in Hamilton. And Kevin, you've been seeing some active weather today. Thanks, Kevin. And if we do see some sunshine, which it looks like we will, some of the thunderstorms this afternoon could be pretty intense. The heat and the humidity is certainly right up there, and all it needs is just a little trigger, and sunshine can certainly be a trigger to cause some convective activity throughout the lower Great Lakes. The cold front that we saw this morning not doing too much to our temperatures, but tomorrow we could see some more severe weather as a frontal boundary moves through the lower Great Lakes. Head to our website, theweathernetwork.com, to check out more of our top 5 videos. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday, July the 7th. It's been a hot, sticky, stormy start to the day. Kevin Yards in Hamilton. And Kevin, it's a beautiful view from up on the mountain, but it's kind of hard to see downtown. And by this afternoon, thanks, Kevin, we're going to feel like the mid to high 30s. It was a very stormy start to the day. We saw lots of thunderstorm activity move through southern Ontario. Again, the lightning strikes through Waterloo. The thunderstorm risk for today, as Kevin was mentioning, we still could see some storms firing up because of the heat, the humidity. And if we do see some sunshine, that can certainly add a little bit of an ingredient to some convective activity throughout southern Ontario.
Go to the
After possibly one of the best weekends we have seen so far this season, it's time to take a look at next weekend. And joining us, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. Doug, okay, last weekend, amazing. Amazing. Do we have more on the way?
Well, we've got some amazing weather to end the week. Unfortunately, the weekend does not look great. We'll have some rain-free periods, but also showers and thunderstorms.
Okay, so you just went from like here on people's popularity meters to like here. You're not even on the screen anymore. Okay, let's take a look at Thursday. Thursday, a fairly decent day. We are going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud, isolated showers, so not bad.
After a rather unsettled start to the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, occasional showers and thunderstorms. Thursday looks better, a cool, less humid day, and Friday, the pick day of the week. Lots of sunshine, pleasant temperatures high near 25.
All right, and then we get into the days that everybody cares about, because now the kids are out of school, a lot of people are active on the weekends. This doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. But we do have the sun with that, and we're probably not going to see a lot of sun, but there will be some rain-free periods. We do have the threat for showers and thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be muggy, humid, so not a great weekend.
Okay, but he did say periods of dry weather. So if you do have outdoor activities planned, those are the days to get out. Before we get there, temperatures looking a little bit below our seasonal average.
Yeah, the seasonal high is near 27. As we get into next week, it looks like we'll have several days, especially into the middle of the week, where we're going to be well below seasonal.
So if you don't love the heat and humidity, that's good news for you.
This one.
Hi there, thanks for joining us. For more on our top 5 videos, you can head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is July the 7th, and it is a hot and sticky start to the day. Kevin Yards in Hamilton this morning, and Kevin, a beautiful spot. I'm actually seeing a bit of a breeze happening in the trees behind you, but it's a warm breeze, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know better, Kevin. You had your umbrella out earlier. We are not out of the showery risk just yet. We do have the chance for some isolated showers, some thunderstorm activity later on this afternoon. Heat, humidity, and a little bit of sunshine will contribute. This was earlier this morning. This was in Mississauga, and you can see just intense amounts of lightning. A lot of people got woken up by the thunder. It was loud. If you were sleeping with your windows open last night, you were probably like myself, getting up at 3 a.m. and scrambling around your house to try and close everything up before it got soaked. The thunderstorm risk for today is anywhere throughout southern Ontario, but we could see more so severe cells firing up to the east and down towards our south. The heat and humidity, obviously a contributing factor, as well as sunshine. That could certainly add to the convective showers. Today, after the thunderstorm risk pushes off, we've got another risk coming in tomorrow. It's still going to be very muggy, but that's when we're going to see our true cold front come in, and it's actually going to cool down our temperatures while adding to the thunderstorm risk. Thanks, Kim, for that edition of Around the World in 80 Seconds. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It's July the 7th, and it is hot. Kevin Yard joins us in Hamilton this morning, and it's already feeling incredibly muggy. That's gorgeous. Thanks, Kevin. We are going to be seeing that risk, as Kevin was just mentioning, for more showers and isolated, possibly severe cells firing up. We do have the risk of some sunshine this afternoon, so that could certainly add a very active ingredient to convective showers. Once this system moves out, we'll see a bit of a break, but then we've got a brand new system moving in, bringing us thunderstorms tomorrow.
WeatherNetwork.com.
Check out all of our top 5 videos at our website, theweathernetwork.com. It's Monday, July the 7th. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us. It has been a very busy morning and a very busy weekend here at the Weather Network. This morning we saw some pretty intense thunderstorms roll through southern Ontario. This was some viewer video from Cambridge. We also saw intense storms move through Waterloo and in through Kitchener. We did see some tree damage, and there were, unfortunately, some localized flooding that people had to deal with. There's the tree damage I was talking about through Waterloo. It's been a stormy morning. To the east, they had a stormy weekend. They were dealing with Arthur. Some areas saw their winds gusting up to 138 kilometers an hour. Put that in perspective, hurricane force winds start at 120 kilometers an hour. Those would be sustained, however. All right, make sure you stay with us. We'll be talking about your Ontario long range coming up. Some of the thunderstorms this afternoon could be pretty intense. The heat and the humidity is certainly right up there, and all it needs is just a little trigger, and sunshine can certainly be a trigger to cause some convective activity throughout the lower Great Lakes.